Hello, everybody, and welcome to a show that I like to call the Analyst Desk. It is I, Jacob Moore, the self-proclaimed sports analyst, and I'm joined by Mr. More for Your Money.
Woo!
And the man who muted himself so I can't turn his mic on, Mr. Lane Dashing Dashko.
Oh, okay. I wanted to make sure I didn't know you could turn it off.
Hello. We already have comments coming in. I was deep into reading about a small town in Pennsylvania and its history. Maybe we discuss random old towns at the desk.
Ooh, that's something my friend Jesse would probably like. That's interesting. I've followed some Instagram pages like Old Town Toronto, Old Town Hamilton. I'm sure there's Old Town everywhere. So they're kind of interesting. Talk about blueprints of different cities and it's interesting reading Toronto Island was a completely different spot, right? Than what it is now back about 150 years ago. So yeah, I'm all for history. I'm quite interested in that stuff. Lane's what the
Interesting point.
I don't think Lane will join us on a history show.
I think Lane will join us.
I'm like, oh, this is cool. Lane's like,
yeah.
Jacob's like, I don't know what's going on. Football.
Actually, I'll be honest with you guys. I feel lost that there's no CFL this weekend.
That's why we got hockey.
Yeah.
Yay.
So speaking of hockey,
the NFL.
Today's main focus is we're going to take a deep dive into what's going on in the NHL, because obviously we've been so focused on the CFL and the Jays World Series. Would like to mention big shout out to Trevor who's watching. How's it going, Mr. Shades?
Great.
But I do also want to mention, that's not what I wanted to mention, but also Shades is just a great guy. But quickly, do you want to mention before we get into the NHL, people who say the Grey Cup isn't watched, it peaked at over 10 million views. Grey Cup Sunday. Wow. Fun fact, it peaked higher than Game 7 of the World Series, at which peaked at 9.7 million views.
That's crazy.
Viewers. So I just would like to point that out. We'd be like, duh, why do I want the CFL? It's a dead league. I like small end zones.
It actually got more viewings in the World Series of Baseball Game 7. Is that crazy? That shocked me, to be honest. I think a part of it had to do with the Rough Riders being in it, and Rough Rider fans are so passionate. But even so, it's still good.
I think it had to do with this pumpkin garden.
Pumpkin garden? We're in Christmas now, bud.
Well, it's American Thanksgiving.
Pumpkin spice is over, bro. Now we want mint cocoa, bro.
Oh, no.
We want peppermint. We want candy canes. We want snowmen.
Well, I want
gingerbread with no arms because we ate them.
Back into the comment section, Jamestown, Pennsylvania has a lot of floods, but all of their infrastructure stood tall every time, much like the Elks.
Oh, wow.
Very true. I did not know that about Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Jamestown is in Sault Ste. Marie. Don't go to Jamestown, Sault Ste. Marie.
Yeah, why need the woods of the
I'm just going to add that real quick. Don't go to Jamestown, Sault Ste. Marie. But I want to ask you guys here, who had on their bingo card Detroit leading the Atlantic, Toronto out of the playoffs, Pittsburgh 3 points behind Carolina for first in the Metro, and the Islanders once again looking like a playoff team? That's just some of your top East lines. And right now, out of the playoffs in the East, Ottawa, Washington, New York, Florida, Toronto. I just want you to think about that. The Rangers, the Leafs, the Caps, and the Senators currently would not make the playoffs if the playoffs started today.
Well, good thing the playoffs don't start today, but yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, very true, but what I mean is we're about 20 games in, and it's there. Let's be honest. I don't think people had on their bingo cards Ottawa potentially taking a step back. Sidney Crosby looking like he's 25 again. The West is even crazier.
I gotta say, I am not surprised at all that the Leafs are not in the playoffs. I am surprised about the other teams leading for divisions, but the Leafs not being in the playoff spot, I'm not surprised one bit.
Fun fact, they're only 2 points out.
Still, you're out. And I called it. I called it here on the decks. way back in
again, what you're
August.
calling though, you told me the Leafs would not be able to score. They are scoring more than they did last year.
La-di-da-da.
You sound just like Brad Treliving, who won't admit he's just made some mistakes.
What mistakes did he? Well,
the biggest mistake honestly, I think the big mistake was number one. I'm curious on especially your thoughts on this, Lane. Why is he calling media presses to say nothing?
That's a good
He calls this big media press. I'm Brad Treliving. Oh,
yeah, I was disappointed in that too.
Tough coach, big tough GM. We might trade anybody, even though half of our players have no trade clauses. I'm not going to fire Craig Berube. Apparently, it's this big press conference to say he has faith in the guys, to then leak out that they're shopping Brandon Carlo and Max Domi. You can't have it both ways.
I thought I just felt like they needed to do something. I think he made it felt like he had to do something, because I don't think, like, whether you like this team or not, whether they make you mad or not, they do make me mad. At the end of the day, I don't think that you're coming into this season, and I know Dan says it, but I don't think anyone really thought that this team's going to be this bad.
But I'm of the minority, though. I don't think as Leaf upper management going to the media is the right decision.
Why not?
Because it's Toronto. You're dealing with Toronto media.
Exactly.
And you sometimes got to learn when to shut up. I have felt that with Craig Berube. I mean, have you noticed he's really scaled back on criticizing everyone publicly? Because I think he's realizing this doesn't work.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I think for the Leafs too, half the team's banged up.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry, but Easton Cowan shouldn't be in the NHL, and he is. I mean, you have Steven Lorentz is playing, 14, 15 minutes right now.
Yeah.
But back to the
he's looking pretty good for Steven Lorentz.
Sure, but hello, David. Well, I'm sorry you're having a bad day, but at least you're in a good mood. And you're going to be in a better mood now that you're at the analyst desk. Like, how can you not look at Dan? Like, look at Dan. Yeah. And not be automatically in a better mood. You know what? Now you can look at all of us even closer.
Ooh. That's creepy.
but no, it's just like I'm curious with what if
I still want the Christmas theme in the background, bro.
But there's something I do want to point out, right? So everyone's freaking out about the Leafs. Do we remember 3 weeks ago the Red Wings were at the bottom of the Atlantic?
No, we don't.
Well, you should. Because now they're at the top.
That's right.
Like if we go to the calendar and go to November 1st. Sorry, not November 1st, a little further back. We go October 24th, this team was only one game above 500.
Yeah, it's about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago?
Now they're leading the Atlantic. Boston wasn't in the playoffs. But now Boston is second in the Atlantic.
That's the only good thing for the Leafs at this point, is that they are really this bad. That the whole division is so bad, right?
Also, David, sorry to hear about your boiler, bud. Hopefully $10K for a replacement. Oof.
Yeah.
That sucks. Yeah, you know what? Home ownership is not as glamorous as sometimes everyone says.
Do we know anyone that repairs boilers? I don't think so.
But yeah, and it is a shame, but it didn't happen in the spring. But
yeah, for sure.
But like I don't know. I just look at this Leaf team. They're 2 points out of a wild card, 3 points behind Montreal for third in the Atlantic, who, by the way, also has a negative goal differential. Like, I did feel the last Leaf game they played against the Blues, which I know the Blues aren't doing very good either, and we'll talk about the West in a bit. But, like, I actually thought the team looked good. They were skating hard. They were hitting. They had pushback. Tavares' effort on the 1-on-3 in overtime was phenomenal.
I like Sammy Blaze. That's a nice addition.
What I mean is I think they're trending in the right direction. Now, trending in the right direction, realistically, I think they need to put a 4 to 5 game winning streak here.
Yeah, for sure.
To kind of start to right the ship.
With Joseph Walls, I know Dan hates the guy more than he hates like anything in this world.
You're my Joseph Wall.
The thing is with Joseph Wall is
He's been fantastic.
I'm still upset with the Game 7 loss again.
You can't just keep blaming Joseph Wall for that.
But he's been playing very well this season.
And stop
and
living
I gotta give credit where credit is due. Why you look, St. Louis is the prime example. That first period goal and Nylander scored on his own net was an absolute joke. I love Willie Stiles. He's my boy, but whoa, what are you doing? You're so busy because your back half is looking so good. You're checking it out and you scored on the back end of the night. Like, I don't get it. But, if that was Stolarf in the net, he would be like, "Bah!" But Joseph Woll was like, "Nah." And because he's like, "Nah," I think that's one reason why the Leafs won the game.
So you have to look, and I don't know if you guys will agree with me or not, between Dennis Hildeby and Joseph Wall, you've been getting adequate goaltending, and they've been in all those games.
Yeah, 100%.
With Anthony Stolarz, you've been getting, I'm just going to call it out, you've been getting bad goaltending, and you're getting blown out. The Leafs have one of the worst save percentages in the NHL this year, and I know that does have to do a lot with defense and structure. I do agree with that.
For sure.
But I also feel like at the same time, like it's also a big part of your goaltending. Dan, you're being called out for being a little sus. Your back half is looking that good.
William Nylander's back half, right? He's a good looking dude.
Hey, thank you very much, brother Zach. And yeah, love watching the Leafs suck this year. So I'm assuming you're not a Leaf fan, brother Zach.
No, he's not. He's an Ottawa fan.
Oh, okay.
Your Senators are doing a little better.
A little bit.
Not by a whole lot, to be honest, but
I'm surprised Ottawa is as bad as they are.
Yeah, I think Ottawa is a team that so far has taken us, again, I would argue they've taken a step back. I think Almar needs to be, again, that's another team I'm going to call goaltending. You went on got Lewis, you went on, not Louis Armstrong. You went on got Almar.
Louis Armstrong.
And I think to myself, I should stop the puck. Yeah. But like you went out and got what you thought would be a franchise goalie for you, and you're getting, I would put it up to decent goaltending.
Yeah.
And, obviously, as you're saying here, Zach, like, yeah, they are having injury problems, but then you could say the same thing about the Leafs. I think if you're going to say the Leafs need to be better despite the injuries, you got to say the same thing about the Senators, right? Like,
I agree. Because Leafs
I'm one of those very few that I don't put unrealistic expectations on one team and not the other. If you're going to say
the rosters are way better.
Sorry, Lane?
But I would argue, and I've said this before, you can say that, but one roster is way stronger and is always going to be looked at. Like, no offense, like when you have 5 All-Stars, you should be performing better. You'd say, well, it's just injuries. When you have like 5 NHL All-Stars, in the Sens only have Brady Tkachuk and Stützle.
But the thing is, though, like, I think you could argue Austin Matthews is better than Brady Tkachuk.
When he's not, but he's not playing like it.
Exactly.
He played like it for 2 years.
I would say,
I 100% agree.
Look, I'm going to call it out as I see it. Until Brady Tkachuk actually does something, he's in my Austin Matthews category.
Ooh.
Until he does something when it matters, which between playoffs and 4 Nations, he did not. If you're going to give that expectation to Austin Matthews, you have to give it to Brady Tkachuk as well. He's Ottawa's best player. But let's get into the comment section here. I love seeing the Leafs and Baker Mayfield get effed up. It was great seeing the Bills get that huge win on the Buccaneers. I still think Baker Mayfield could potentially be a MVP in the NFL still.
Yeah.
And I do understand what you are saying, though, like, Zach. Like, I'm not saying Brady being out in Shabbat now as well. I'm not saying they aren't big issues. And their goaltending has been disappointing. I think Almar's been super inconsistent.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Right? And true, you are right. Brady's been hurt since the 16th. Matthews has been hurt since the November the 11th. That's a good point.
November 11th. Yeah, only a week.
But I mean, the Leafs were dealing with a lot of injuries prior to that Austin Matthews injury as well. The difference is the Leafs were losing bottom 6 guys, which really mucked up the way Berube can send out his lines.
True.
But because, like, again, we were discussing this before in a previous episode about how we think part of the reason why Matthews isn't scoring is because he's being forced to defend, because I think you got Scott Laughton to defend, and he's been injured all year.
Well, no one's talking about him. I think the biggest injury for the Leafs is not Austin Matthews, it's Chris Tanev. Chris Tanev is, I think, one of the best defensemen in the NHL.
Yeah.
No one looks at him because he's not sexy and he's not scoring like the beautiful goals.
Only Nylander's sexy and Dan's.
As a pure defensive defenseman, there's no one better than Chris Tanev in the NHL.
Well,
I would still take Luke Schenn, and I would still take Luke Schenn every day of the week over him.
Who would you take, Lane?
Probably Slavin.
Yeah.
Slavin's pretty good.
That guy's a beast. Seeing here, I put Pinto on the fourth line for Canada before Bedard. Wow.
Oh,
well, it depends.
Aren't you a Chicago fan, Blow?
We would definitely have to build our Team Canada rosters. But if you're looking at a fourth line player, you could argue Shane Pinto might fit that role better than Connor Bedard. So you got to remember, you're not building an all-star team. You're building a winning team. An all-star team, Connor Bedard makes it over Shane Pinto, although Shane Pinto was absolutely killing it this year. But Shane Pinto was the guy that he's going to forecheck, he's going to hit, he's going to block shots, he can also score. He's got that talent as well. It's like when Team Canada, people are like, why is Brandon Hagel here? And then Brandon Hagel went out and did what he does. So you're building a team, not an all-star team.
By the way, speaking of Olympic teams, how bad is Team USA looking right now? Potentially, no Matthews, no Brady Tkachuk, no Matthew Tkachuk, and now no McAvoy.
No Anthony Stolarz.
Well, he wouldn't go.
They weren't going to be bringing Stolarz, Dan.
You would have last year.
No, they didn't even take the 4 Nations.
I know, but we were stupid for not doing that.
No, they weren't.
No, America, unlike Canada, has a plethora of very good goaltenders. Honestly, for Team USA in the Olympics, if Hellebuck plays up to his potential, that might be their saving grace. Because
I just want to point out,
you look right now at Team Canada, they have zero goaltending. Like Jordan Binnington has looked terrible all season again. Yeah, I'm still bringing him because of what he did at 4 Nations.
Again, I will say one thing: when you're as good as Team Canada, you just need a guy to stand in. I've gotten flamed for this. You see the guy to stand in that Team Canada. They're so stacked. You just need to stand in the net.
I don't agree with you personally because I look at that 4 Nations game.
Bro,
we would have got blown out in overtime if it wasn't for Jordan Binnington.
Wow.
Like that save on Tkachuk and then Matthews right there. Like you need a goal. I'm like, okay, do a Team Canada will be built. I don't think you need necessarily a Vezina goaltender, but you need a goaltender that doesn't crack under pressure and can make that one big save in a big moment. I know I used it a lot on the Oilers run, which we got to talk about the Oilers too. My gosh, they've been struggling. But it's kind of like what Calvin Pickard was able to do when he went 6-0 as a starter in the playoffs. It's not like Calvin Pickard's an all-star goalie by any means, but he was able to do the Grant Fuhr effect and just make some saves when you needed it. He might allow 5 goals, but you score 6. The other team pulled the goalie, and he doesn't allow the 6th.
People call me crazy, but that's how I feel about Samsonov. I feel like Samsonov didn't get a fair chance as a Leaf here. I mean, he lost Game 7 as well, but he lost it 2-1. I mean, what more do you want from the guy? And he went to Vegas, and he didn't do very well. Well, he did okay, but not great. And now he's out of the NHL. He's back in the motherland in the KHL, right? And, I feel bad for him. I felt like he was a good goalie. I look at how Stolarz is suffering this year, and maybe if we kept Samsonov, we would have been in better shape.
This interesting year, I believe David's talking about Team Finland, and Team Finland in the Olympics is always one of those team.
Oh, yeah.
They're not going to have a Barkov, though.
Yeah, but you know what with Finland? It's really weird with Finland. Their roster, even when it's not stacked, they're competitive because they play. The style of play they play works really well in these tournament formats.
I think it works well in the big ice.
Well, not even just the big ice. I mean, the way they play so hard and so tightly checked. Remember, they did okay in 4 Nations, and they were missing 4 of their top defensemen.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now, I understand using Barkov is a huge piece, but if you get the goaltending and good defense, they're a team that's going to try to win 2-1, not 5-4.
Right.
And Binnington is dirty under pressure, so don't sleep on it. And that's what I mean about Binnington. Yeah. Like, he's not a Vezina caliber goalie by any means.
I would love to leave that Binnington.
Save in a big moment.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
What did you say, Dan?
I would love for the Leafs to have Binnington. I think Binnington will be the franchise goalie if he always needed.
No, the Leafs need a real franchise goalie. No more of these like fake franchise goalies. But
Binnington is the real deal.
But we have to bring back a segment because we have a gas or ass from the comments. Gas or is it ass? Gas or is it ass? Or is it ass? Gas or ass? The World Juniors is the hockey event, wait for it, of the year. Ooh. Not the Frozen Four, not the All-Star Week, although because it's tradition, I watch the skills comp of it. Not Four Nations, it's all World Juniors. I will say the World Juniors is some of my favorite hockey I'll watch all year. Which Calgary Flames, I can't remember the player's name, but they announced one of their young guns they will let go to the World Juniors. So that's interesting for Team Canada.
Ooh, this is a tough question. Wow.
I'm actually going to say this is ass.
I'm going to say it's gas. I think the World Juniors are the best hockey you'll watch because those kids are playing hard, right? And I will take players that are playing super competitive over NHL type players who don't care.
Okay, this is tough because I'm the tiebreaker and I got a very weird answer.
Well, David's saying ass.
Oh, good.
Can I explain at least why I think it's ass?
Yeah, 100%. Go for it.
You guys are going to disagree with me. I just think that I hate to say it because I know it affects the league I'm in, but at the end of the day, this is just how I feel. I feel like with the way things are trending, especially down in the USA with the colleges getting the WHL kids and the QMJHL and the OHL, and they're getting all their little picks, and they're picking McKenna and they're picking these guys. I think the Frozen Four, it's going to take a little while. It's not going to happen like today. It's not going to be like, wow, right now. But I think in a few years, you're going to start to see this Frozen Four really pick up because you're going to see a lot of these number 1 pick, 2 overall pick, 3 overall pick, 4th overall pick, 5th. You're going to see Canadians, Americans. They're going to be playing on all these different colleges, and they're going to be super teams. There's going to be and these are still going to be kids that still want to get drafted and still need to make the NHL. So they're still going to want to make an impact. It's not like they've already made it. And these are going to be all kids vying for draft picks and trying to get picks. So I think that all that competition, you're going to have like McKenna playing with USA guys. And you're going to have USA guys playing with Canadian kids. There's going to be all these schools getting I think USA college hockey is going to really start ramping up in the next few years. I think it's going to be eventually become the tournament.
Well, my thing is, though, and David says it in the comments here, let the guy stand for his country. It's more in a team and a check. And I think that's what the World Juniors is as well, though. By the way, this isn't me saying the Frozen Four isn't going to get better, because it is. Although I am going to be very curious.
I didn't even know what it was at first.
I'll be very curious to see as players continue to go to NCAA, do they stick there? Because there's not as many games, and that's always a big reason why NCAA players statistically don't seem to get drafted as well as CHL players, because they're playing about 30 games less.
That's true,
right? And you need to be seen in as much action as possible. That's why, if anything, I would argue, I think for a prospect, they would rather play first line minutes in, let's say, the OJHL than fourth line minutes in the NCAA.
That's a good point.
Because if you're looking at your draft stock, you need playing time.
100%.
And Lane, apparently you're very salty.
Ooh.
I do have a lot. I am having a salt issue.
He is sweaty, apparently.
Okay.
Comments are always something.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm live on the air here. I gotta calm down. Okay.
It's like Dan trying to find his desktop again.
Yeah, I know, eh? Wow, it's challenging.
But Dan, gas or ass?
Yeah. First of all, I love the question, Guy. That's a great question. I love Lane's point. I'm going to go 50-50 on this one. I'm kind of
no, you have to pick.
Hear me out.
No. You have to pick gas or ass. There's no gas ass. No.
What are you hearing my reasoning, though?
No. You have to pick one or the other. No, that's the rules of the game. One or the other. There's no fence sitting on this. Gas or ass. Fine. There's no middle. There's gas or ass.
Ass.
Don't sit. Why?
because I think the World Juniors is the pinnacle for junior hockey. When it comes to hockey as a whole, we're talking professional hockey. We're talking Stanley Cup finals. We're talking Olympics this year. We're talking, so I think, to me, the Olympics and okay. Well, I agreed with you, Lane. You said ass too. Why are you mad at me? You left. Jacob's the only one that said gas.
Look, to me, it's more entertaining. Like, honestly, I would say there are quite a few times I actually prefer watching junior hockey over the NHL, because
but junior hockey is by far the best.
No, but like, what I don't think what you're getting from my point is, for example, you look at like a Super Bowl winning team versus the worst team in the CFL, right? Sure, you could say the Super Bowl team is better, but do I really want to watch a team that won the Super Bowl, won a game 6-3, or do I want to watch the worst team in the CFL have a game that comes down to the wire? And that's kind of my point on the World Juniors. You get more competitive hockey.
Right.
I get kind of frustrated when a lot of times in the Olympics too, I hate to say it, a lot of the games end up being blowouts. And actually, I'm going to give you guys a gas or ass that I think I'm going to become the king of controversy. I'll be the worst thing since Elvis Presley. Or is it ass? It's gas. Gas. Or is it ass? It's gas. Or is it ass? I don't like it that the NHL is back in the Olympics. Gas or ass?
Ass. Whoa.
Read the definition of the Olympics. It is not professional athletes.
Whoa!
It is not professional. It's supposed to be amateur sports. And now we're not going to see those.
I got the CFL in the Olympics with flag football.
The NFL's in too, and I don't agree with either one being in the Olympics. And hear me out, boys. Hear me out.
Lane's got his finger up.
Hear me out. No. Look at what Latvia did in the Olympics a couple years ago. Look at that Cinderella story. Look at Miracle on Ice when Team USA. We're not going to get that now.
Look at Vancouver 2010. Vancouver 2010
had a bunch of NHL
the best moment in Canadian history.
We had a bunch of NHL players beating NHL players. I can watch that all the time now. It's not. That's why, in some ways, I like the Spangler Cup better, because it's that Cinderella story.
Oh, okay. You're watching a bunch of fourth liners duking it out.
But sometimes it's better hockey because they actually give a crap.
Oh my God! You're saying all you want? Don't.
You can go all you want. And now also, too, so what happens now is Sidney Crosby goes. Pittsburgh's going for a playoff push. Uh-oh. Concussion. He's done for the year.
Oh, no.
Pittsburgh's playoff hopes. Goodbye. Because he went to the Olympics, which he shouldn't even be going to.
So I'm going to say ass on this one, because you look at all the names, right? Like, okay, imagine, like, you take hockey out of this, right? If you look at all the sports, we don't give, if we're taking away if we're only bringing in amateur athletes, you're losing that Usain Bolt, because as soon as he signs a deal with Nike, he's gone. You're losing Michael Phelps. You're losing Penny McIntosh on Team Canada. You're losing it on all these people that we come to watch You're losing it on Simone Biles going up there and performing and putting on a masterpiece in the gymnastics. You're losing it on all these stories of all these people that showed up, put their heart out, win the Olympics, and become household names that we talk about for generations. If you're bringing the amateur guys like you, me, and Dan over here, the Olympics would get so boring no one would watch it. The reason why
you're taking that to a different extreme, in my opinion.
And no, but you got to bring. But if you're only going to bring Jacob, you say if you're only going to bring the amateurs, then you can't bring all the guys that on the deals. Once they get their deal, they're done. Bye, see you later, because you're no longer an amateur. Once you're getting paid money from Nike, Puma, whatever it is, you're no longer an amateur.
You're not. When you're being paid by Nike or Puma, you're being paid as a spokesperson, not as a professional athlete. There's a difference. Great. No, there's a difference. Do you really think Puma's going to say, drop and give me 50 push-ups? No, they want you to sell the damn shoes. So
right,
to sell the shoes, that's like saying right now, if someone sponsors Dan to sell, I don't know, Nike sweaters, Dan is now a professional athlete. And
but they only gave him that deal
you are
because
not a
of his...
professional. It doesn't matter, though. You are being paid as a spokesperson, not as an athlete. Those are two different things. Michael Pinball Clemens is not an athlete anymore. But if he does a commercial for those water wells, which I forget the name of it now, it's only on a CFL broadcast every 5 seconds. Michael Pinball Clemens is not an athlete anymore. He's a spokesperson. That's how LeBron James advertises for Gatorade, but not as an athlete, as a spokesperson. So that way the team can't be sued if, let's say, turns out Gatorade's a false leader and it's a terrible product. He's not an athlete. He's a spokesperson. There's a difference. It's like all this. It's like influencer culture.
Right.
But I do get your point, Lane. We want the best players competing. So that's where, again, I think for hockey, at least, it should be the World Cup of hockey and the Olympics are two very different things. But let's get into the comment sections here a little bit. And I have a gas in the chat. Ooh. The rest of these names we will learn to love and fall in love. We don't want to watch some dude that we watch often on Team Canada on snowboarding and wait to see him. It's all about learning who's next in the nation.
Yeah, but they suck.
But would they suck if they're getting all the training from whatever country they're competing for? Look at the Jamaican bobsledding team. I
guarantee you didn't even watch the hockey last time because it was boring.
I did. Absolutely. I watched that run from Latvia.
Look at the numbers. I bet those numbers were like ass.
Oh, for sure.
I bet you nobody cared. No one gave two craps about that.
Funny enough, actually, Olympic TV numbers will beat everything. Olympic TV numbers are always absolutely nuts. And Dan, you need to watch your mouth. Because David,
I feel bad about that comment. I love the fourth liners. I really do. I mean, the fourth liners are the blood, sweat, and tears of the teams. I get that. I'm just saying, on international stage, it's very different, right? You can't go out there and fight people and check and all that on the international stage.
Why not? You did it at Four Nations.
Okay, but that's hosted by the NHL. Right? I'm talking about
IIHL. That's my point. That's
I'm talking about IIHL.
I'll be honest, too. I don't think we should see another Four Nations again as much as it was great.
What?
Dan, we lost so many players to injury that teams basically lost their cup runs over something. So, okay, Dan, hear me out. Okay? I pay you to do a job, and I pay you millions of dollars. And now you got hurt doing something else that's absolutely nothing for the team. And never mind, now I'm still paying your money. I'm paying all your medical bills. I'm paying your training staff. I'm paying for your surgeries. I'm paying for everything. I think it's absolutely insane.
You're 100%.
That the NHL decided to do this. You're
100% wrong. I'll tell you why.
I'm not wrong.
The Four Nations.
I'm not wrong.
You are wrong. The Four Nations is for the NHL. And for the league, if we place the All-Star game, you're right.
Wonderful, and that is how the Ottawa Senators did not have a healthy Brady Tkachuk for the entire season. And let's be honest, with a healthy Brady Tkachuk, maybe they get by the Leafs in the first round.
No.
What do you mean, no? Every game was practically in overtime.
I get your point, Jacob, but the Four Nations...
So you're telling me if you're a Pittsburgh Penguin fan and Sidney Crosby and Chris Letang both get injured, and now you don't have them for your playoff run, but you got silver in the Olympics, you're going to be happy?
Not the Olympics. Not the Olympics. That's where you screwed up. If there was the Olympics, I totally agree with you.
No, you don't agree with me because you said I was asked for saying NHL players shouldn't go to the Olympics.
That's my personal opinion, but I'm talking about as a business standpoint.
But even Four Nations, Dan, it's not good business for Florida to lose their best players so Team USA can come in second.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Because it brings in overall revenue to the NHL.
But that revenue from Four Nations wasn't split on the teams. That was NHL revenue, not team revenue.
No, but what I'm saying, you're wrong, though.
No,
because
I'm not.
The NHL makes revenue, they split that with the poorer teams. That's why the salary cap goes up.
No. Team revenue does. So let's say the Leafs make $5 billion this year, and when the Arizona Coyotes were here, they lost $1 billion. The Leafs would subsidize. The NHL doesn't subsidize. That's not how that works. It's not the league itself.
Money too.
It's the profitable teams. And Four Nations did not make the teams any money. It made the league money. That's different.
Yeah, but it brings attention to the league.
You sell a car, right? And it needs a starter. So I go to service to get the starter fixed. You don't make any money from that, even though it was all in the same dealership.
Right. Yeah.
It's the same principles.
I get that to a point, but I'm just saying the NHL ratings were down. It brought the ratings to the NHL. Even though it was proof, Jacob. The games
Four Nation
after
ratings were up,
the
and
games
the NHL ratings
after
tanked again by next week.
The games after the Four Nations were higher in TV revenue
for 2 weeks.
But still, it did it.
And then they shot right back down because Four Nations, compared to regular season games, made the regular season games look like complete poop.
But it's good attention to the league. They had to replace the All-Star game with something.
Honestly, I'd rather them players just have a break.
No.
Yes, then we have healthy players. There's bye weeks in every sport except hockey.
That's why hockey's great.
Look, it's straight up. If we keep pushing these players the way we are, we're going to get load management, and that's even worse.
Yeah.
If your first line can set up a play, a few guys hurt in the D first line, bust them down the video, Paul Maurice. Paul Maurice is a phenomenal coach. I will check out that video, David. I apologize. I kind of just got home from work and basically.
Sorry, Dave. No, you sent me something too. I haven't looked. I've been busy with everything today, school and stuff.
Next in the nation will be coming out the OHL like the usual story. And key, Dan, it's not bad business. NHL revenue isn't going anywhere if they don't go to the Olympics. No chance that anyone is going to look down on that as a fan. Fans create revenue and fans will be fine with it.
I don't know.
No, I'm talking about Four Nations, not the Olympics.
Okay, but then fine. Let's get back to the Olympics then. But Lane, I do get what you're saying.
Like here's what I'm saying, right? We didn't have it for like what? Like okay, let's look at it from this point, right? We didn't have any international hockey for like I don't know how many years.
Yeah,
like, was it 4 or 5? Like 4 or 5 years at least.
5 years at least, yeah.
So we didn't have anything, right?
Yeah,
we got a little taste, like a little mouse. We got a little cracker of it with the Four Nations, and everyone loved it. They're like, "This is let's go!" I was sweating. I had to go through 17,000 shirts that night. If you watch, I had to go through 4 pairs of pants and 17 shirts, and I almost broke 3 TVs. And that was the greatest game I've ever watched in my entire life because Connor McDavid scored the goal. And at the end of the day, if we don't have it, we don't get to watch it, and no one's gonna give a flying damn if Johnny McPhilly gets a goal on some game against Latvia. Nobody cares. People want to see Connor McDavid. They want to see them score. They want to see Austin Matthews. They want to go. Let's go. Bring the passion. Bring the game. Bring the damn excitement. Put the professionals. Let them roll. Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
That was the S word. I can't say it, but that was the S word.
I totally agree. So, you look at a 2010 moment, arguably the best moment in the country's history.
Oh, no, it wasn't.
When Crosby yells out Iggy. Okay, that was the best moment for this country.
Give me Hendricks in the 90s. That was just as good, if not better, of a moment because it wasn't the superstar. It was the average guy who always, and it's still
but Hendricks was still an NHL player. So if you didn't bring in NHL players, he wouldn't be there. Maybe he was a 4th liner, but he was still an NHL player. And even a 4th liner NHL player is 1,000 times better.
Wasn't signed to a team at that time, Dan. Nice try, though.
But still.
But still. Look, I understand from a fan's perspective, the NHL going to the Olympics is great. As a league perspective, we will do it once. Connor McDavid or like Sidney Crosby or Leon Draisaitl are going to get hurt. It is going to cost the NHL and teams a bunch of money and lose money because let's be honest, when Connor McDavid rolls into Toronto, those tickets jack up in price. And now all of a sudden, Connor McDavid's not playing. No one wants to watch the Oilers who can't play because Connor McDavid got injured doing a job that isn't even from his team. It's like let's say I get hurt, I'm working another gig. I'm not at my regular job and I get hurt. I don't get workman's comp. I don't get anything because I was out somewhere else. So why the hell should NHL teams pay for players to get hurt at the Olympics? It's idiotic. It's not good business. And even Four Nations, yes, it brought the league in a bunch of money at that one point. TV ratings were up in that one point. What was the first thing we said when we watched a regular season game? Wow, this sucks.
You couldn't replace it.
But that's my point. you put something in that was so great, which is why I've said less regular season games, more playoff games, because the regular season in the NHL is so dragged out, it's ridiculous.
Okay, so what if we did 60 regular season games, but we had a tournament? Hold on, I got let me cook here. 60, right? No, listen to me.
Please cook. I want noodles.
60 regular season games, but we have a tournament that actually, like a tournament that players can play in, where we see best on best every year, and it matters for revenue. Like whether it's whoever wins it, maybe it's like there's like 5 or 6 teams, maybe there's like 10 teams. You put the best 10 players, the best players on 10 teams, and whoever wins gets put money towards some charity. But it's actually matters, and there's something at stake. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the first overall pick. Maybe it's I don't know what it is. But you get something. Bring a tournament that matters. Make it matter, because when hockey matters, I guarantee there's nothing greater than it. It's better than the. I'll say. I know this is going to sound crazy. When NHL is passionate and there's care and there's that energy and you can feel it on your arms, you can literally feel the goosebumps. It's the best sport in the entire world.
I agree.
But the problem is 90% of the time it's just this. Pass the puck. Okay, in the corner. Like, come on, like 90% of the time it's nothing. We don't even care. But when it's like 4 nations and those players are playing and they want to go die for something, holy moly, it is unattainably the best sport. It's the most entertaining thing you will ever see in your life. So we play 60 regular. So let's cut out 20 or 30 games and put something in every year. Screw the All-Star game. Put something in there that matters. Then you want to put amateurs in the Olympics, go ahead. But we need passionate hockey. We need to keep it, because when we don't have it, hockey's not that good. I'll be honest.
I agree.
I agree with cutting an All-Star game. I agree with cutting a break in the middle of it. But like I said before, we had this topic before on the decks, very heated topic, and a great heated topic again. You can't cut out regular season games.
Yes, you can.
Add.
Yes,
you
can.
Add more regular season games because you got more teams in the league. You got more players in the league. You want more records to be break. Look when Ovi broke Gretzky's record. That was
now nobody cares
for 30 years in the league.
And to even my point, less regular season games will make the teams play better, because you can't waste 20 games like the Leafs. If the Leafs, we only had 60 regular season games, the Leafs would be done.
Never mind that. You'd get all the teams have to come out harder from the start. Dan, you say the regular season is so great. What hockey game did you watch today?
I watched Washington and Everton.
No, you didn't. You were in your room playing Gran Turismo.
No, I did watch Washington and Everton.
You didn't watch the whole game.
I didn't watch the whole game, but I did
because regular season hockey is not that good.
I also watched.
Because no one cares about Edmonton versus Washington in the middle of November. No one cares about Calgary versus Buffalo in the middle of November. If anything,
hey, I watched it. Everton game was good. Calgary and Buffalo game got pretty good in the third period too.
What were the scores without looking on your computer?
Without looking at your computer, Washington beat Everton 7-4, and Calgary beat Buffalo 6-4.
Nope, you were 6-2.
Okay, well, I got one game right.
But what my point is, even look now, we have a bunch of people with us at the desk. Well, there's regular season hockey on right now because no one cares about regular season hockey in November.
It's boring.
Or if anything, the season's also way too long. Like in time frame. So if you make the season shorter, it could start now. Because look, I'm sorry, the Oilers had the Jays World Series game on with audio during the game. That just shows that nobody cares about October hockey. Look, once you get trade deadline passed, is it the best sport in the world?
Yeah,
because the CFL is still my favorite league, but you can argue this is the best sport in the world. Because again, in football, if you go on a 4 or 5 game losing streak, your season's done.
And then you can actually have a tournament. You can have an Olympic, like maybe not every year, but you can have some sort of tournament that you throw in from maybe January to March. Where it's like where they're playing balls out to the wall, and we're like, wow, every game is exciting. Like everyone thought 4 Nations would
matter more if there were less. Hear me out, Dan. You're shaking. I'm not saying less games overall. I'm saying the same amount of games, but more meaningful games.
I'm saying more games.
I'm saying not me. The season is already way too long.
I'm talking about 84 regular game season and 5 playoff rounds.
You can't.
Yeah, you can.
You can't do that and go to the Olympics and do a 4 Nations. You're going to have to start the season a week after it finishes. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, have a year round.
No.
Give them 1 month to figure out off season and then go with it.
But that wouldn't even work. Number one, no one cares about hockey in the summer.
I would watch it.
When I met
the
in
Stanley
summer.
Cup final with a Canadian team in it did far worse than the Grey Cup and the World Series. I'm sorry, even a Leaf game in November, you're lucky to get 200,000 people watching it. And that's what dangles on the mecca of hockey. Interesting comment here, though. NHL needs to chill on the amount of advertising you see on the broadcast. Well, here's the issue with that. And I look at this from a very different perspective. From a fan perspective, sure. People who work in broadcasting would like to pay their mortgage.
Yeah.
And to pay their mortgage, in that type of ad space, you need revenue. And what is changing now is you are going to see less commercial breaks and more in-game advertising, like in between whistles and stuff. People may not like it, but also, too, if you don't want your cable bill to jump up 300-400%, you want advertisers. I would like to see less gambling advertisers, which the CRTC is working on that, and same with the FCC. But at the end of the day, you need advertisers to... That's like saying I would like GM to sell me a new car at cost and not charge me anything to fix it, ever. Sure, that'd be great, but then why the hell would GM even open?
Yeah, exactly.
Why are they going to sell you a Silverado if they're not going to make any money off it? It's one thing I'm sorry, Dan, I'm going to call your industry a little bit. It's one thing I can't stand dealerships say, I'm not making any money off this car. It's like, then why are you even open?
But I kind of agree with Brendan, to be honest. Like all the ads on these jerseys and the helmets and
I think there should be more ads on the jerseys.
Yeah, it's a button. Yeah, it doesn't bother me. I think
it's revenue. If you guys are going on, it's so great to do 4 nations because it's revenue.
Yeah.
Especially too, like I think these like B
I don't want to look like the KHL.
Especially like the B. Why not? The KHL makes more profit than the NHL in a lot of years because of those advertising revenues.
Oh, it's crazy how much money KHL makes, and it's in West.
Looks so ugly, man.
So yeah, but so you wouldn't buy it as a fan, so then you can spend more money to buy a clean jersey.
Soccer is the most profitable sport of football, as a lot of people will say. It's the most profitable sport in the world. Okay. And over jerseys and shorts and shoes, headband, wristband, whatever's on their body, it's chock full of ads. Maybe there's even ads underneath a jersey. We don't know.
Maybe William Nylander's boxers are sponsored by someone during that documentary.
What?
I said maybe William Nylander's boxers were sponsored in the documentary you watched.
Oh, maybe. I thought he was in his boxers.
But what? It's an interesting point, though, Brandon. Thank you very much for the comment. But in my opinion, anyways, like for maybe I get it where some people say, well, the NHL makes enough money. Mind you, every business wants to make profit. I don't know why the CFL doesn't just load their jerseys with ads. It would be a good way to bring in more revenue into a league that is desperate for revenue. But it's interesting here back in the comment section again. This kind of goes back to when the league starts. Like, oh, Keith even saying she runs a hockey pool. And I'll be honest, I enjoy the pools. But truthfully, I kept forgetting to do NHL because there were so many other sports going on.
You're just cranky because I'm beating you in the hockey pool.
And you're beating me because I keep forgetting to put picks in. I'm going to be totally.
Well, I'm still doing it.
Wonderful.
I like the hockey pool.
I won the CFL pool because if anything, I think the CFL starts too late. That's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
If the NHL has to realize between MLB playoffs and NHL and CFL playoffs and NHL, especially CFL playoffs in Canada, and people can make fun of me all they want, because I'm sure if I put this as a short, I'm going to get trolled in the comments. But at the end of the day, the CFL playoff games were averaging 1 million viewers a game, and it was averaged 4 million in the Grey Cup, 10 million peak. Nobody in Canada was watching NHL hockey on Grey Cup Sunday. No one was watching NHL hockey during the Easter-Western final during the CFL. Nobody was watching hockey during the World Series round. No one was watching hockey in Toronto during the Blue Jays run. Normally they get people to go as if they put the game on the Jumbotron. So start hockey when these other sports are already finished. Hockey, I hate to say it, but hockey is not a primetime sport in a lot of markets. It's not. When you can disagree with me all you want. Facts don't care about your feelings. And at the end of the day, the facts show that hockey is not a primetime sport.
Well, You want people to break 50 goal records. You want players to get 100 points. You want to see rivalry games. The only way
Dan,
you
that's
have
like
that
saying
happen
then
is
we
more
should go
games.
back to when goalies didn't even wear equipment and they don't wear masks because, we want to see people score 100 goals.
Well, I'm not saying that either. That's not the right answer. You got to keep it entertaining and safe, but you need more games.
More ads on sweaters is nuts. Look, at the end of the day, it brings in revenue.
Yeah.
I get you disagree, Brandon, and again, love the comments, and look, we're having a great conversation over this now.
Yeah.
But
I'll be honest, I don't even like wearing shirts with advertising on. I try to wear. When I wear a shirt, I like to buy one of those plain shirts.
Lane, you're wearing an advertising shirt right now. You're advertising for the Maple Leafs.
True.
Right?
Look, it's just at the end of the day, if we keep saying the NHL needs more revenue, that is a way to bring in more revenue. And then as a fan, you can buy either the clean jersey or the jersey with ads on it.
That's a good point, too. I like that.
Because in other sports, like in the KHL, you can buy the jerseys with no ads on them as well.
That's interesting.
They're probably charging a lot more, though, for it, I bet.
Exactly. More revenue. You're thinking revenue from a pure business standpoint.
Yeah, great idea.
People are either a walking billboard or you're charging double for the jersey. It's a win-win for the league.
Win-win.
But let's be honest, Dan, you know when we finally bought Leaf jerseys because we had a great coupon from the Toronto Argos with Sport Check.
Yeah.
What if you could have bought that jersey 50% cheaper if it had a couple if it had a couple ads on it?
Oh, I bought 2 of them.
Would you buy it?
I bought 2 of them.
That's my point. And Lane, you wouldn't. But as long as you can still buy the clean version as well, it's a great way to bring in more revenue.
100%.
That was cool to see the Hockey Hall of Fame, the evolution of equipment.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. I've been to the Hall of Fame since I was in high school. And that's not even that far. But
it's a cool spot. We gotta go.
But no, it's an interesting topic for sure.
Someone make cross-check to you through a pane of glass at the Hall.
Both commercials are so dumb. But I think it is an interesting thought between. I did not think this is where the show was going to go today, but that's totally okay. That's one thing.
That's why we love the live shows, because you, the fans and the listeners, decide what we're talking about instead of talking about quarter through season week.
He's saying it's totally depending on which company. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
Who sings Sorry, Not Sorry? Is that Ariana Grande?
I think so, yeah.
Or is it Demi Lovato?
No, it is Demi Lovato, I think.
I'm not sorry. That was terrifying. But
yeah,
sure, absolutely. But again, then if you have both options, it might be nice for families who do want to buy jerseys for the kids. If they can get it cheaper because it's got a Nike and a Milk ad on it. Well, maybe parents will be quite happy to get a John Tavares jersey for $50 instead of $150.
Exactly. Totally.
I don't know. It's an interesting food for thought, but and let us know too if you guys would like. I mean, I'm assuming we will. I think we will be doing an Olympic preview show where we're going to build some rosters.
Obviously,
because boys, NHL 26 is on for pre-Black Friday.
I know.
Down to $44.
That's still too much.
Well, it's normally $90. So I will probably buy it, even though it's a waste of money. But no, at the end of the day, I do think it's interesting, though, to talk about things with scheduling and what it would be like if the season was shorter, started later, but with a longer playoff format. Like baseball especially needs that more than any sport. Like 162 games?
164 games.
Yeah. Even worse. And the playoffs are done in less than a month. It's the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah, they need more playoff games in baseball.
I even look, the NBA had the exact same problem. It's why they put in the in-season tournament. I mean, I haven't watched any of it, but I didn't watch it last year. But I mean, still, at least they're trying.
The Raptors won again tonight. We're looking really good this season.
Well, they're hit and miss. They're either really good or they're poop.
Good, also.
They're kind of like the Leafs. By the way, you can get Raptor tickets for $50.
I know. Let's go.
Right now, they're not playing right now. Okay, I'll call Scotty Barnes. Get back on the court.
Yeah, exactly. I want Subway. Get back on court.
But I'm curious what I want to give a statement here, and I'm curious what you guys have to say about it.
Okay.
The Edmonton Oilers are just as bad as the Maple Leafs. Is that fair?
Gas.
Lane?
Gas.
I would agree with that right now. They're not much better.
Gas.
So why isn't Edmonton doing press conferences saying we're bad?
Good question. Good question.
Edmonton has 2 more points than Toronto with a worse goal differential and scoring less per game.
Bro.
Edmonton in 22 games only has 22 points this year.
Out.
So what the hell happened to this back-to-back Stanley Cup final contender? Now, mind you, they're bad to start every year, which is my point again. We need a shorter season. So then teams actually try first thing in the year. These teams know they don't need to show up until December. William Nylander even said it. Bluntly, they asked him about the losing streak. He said, ask me in a month. Because at the end of the day in the NHL, you know what doesn't matter. Do you really think the Anaheim Ducks are going to be the best team in the league going into the playoffs? No. But what do you guys think of the Oilers? What's the issue there? Is it coaching? Is it
goaltending?
I still think it's goal. I think Edmonton has a very similar problem to Toronto, except they've never had the goaltending. They haven't had it since probably Cam Talbot.
I'm gonna.
Can you imagine if they just kept Cam Talbot? They probably have a Stanley Cup by now.
Yeah, probably.
I'm still gonna say they gave up too much depth. They gave up Connor Brown, Corey Perry.
Yeah,
they gave up way too much depth.
Arvidsson.
Yeah,
Holloway.
To sign.
They were all playing better than their other teams.
Just so they could give their defense Evan Bouchard $10 million, which is
way too much.
Oh yeah, is that the worst contract in hockey right now?
100%. I'll tell you what, the best contract in hockey right now is John Tavares.
Yeah, because you want to see John Tavares' weenus. I said weenus with a W. But so are you guys more surprised about Edmonton being bad or Chicago being good? And then we'll get to some comments after this.
Probably Edmonton being bad, because Chicago being good, I can see, because I never understood this whole Connor Bedard is a bus thing that they were saying last year, and that's actually a good video. Yeah, if you actually want to watch, there's a good video actually. Going to give a shout out to him on YouTube. Hockey Psychology does a really good job on it. So if you actually want to dive into Connor Bedard, his breakdown, go check him out. He actually does really good videos on it. But he does a video, and I didn't understand this. Everyone was like, "Oh, Connor Bedard is already a bust, and he's so bad, and he's not. I don't know why they picked this kid." And then no one ever heard of a sophomore. Clearly, no one in this life has ever heard of a sophomore slump. Guy had one bad year, not even a bad year. It was just average. It wasn't even bad.
It wasn't terrible.
No. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't improving, right? And everyone wants to see growth, right? And you didn't see it for 1 year. And now all of a sudden, Connor Bedard's doing, he's kind of gotten stronger. He's getting a little bigger. He's getting faster. And all of a sudden, Connor Bedard's doing things that we thought he was going to do. Exactly. And he actually got players to play with. Wow.
Well, because if the playoffs started today, Chicago would play the Ducks, and I think they can beat I think they could beat the Ducks.
I agree. Yep.
The Ducks are somehow leading.
Ducks are pretty good this year.
The Ducks are leading the Pacific because they are beating the Golden Knights and the LA Kings. This is a weird season. But Dan, what are your thoughts on that? Because and then we got to get some comments after that. But you've always been a Connor Bedard hater. You must stay right there.
Give it up.
Connor Bedard is right now on pace to be one of the best players in the entire league. People are talking about him being on Team Canada. People are talking about he's arguably the best. He's going to be the next superstar. Him and Celebrini. These are the new faces of the league.
I agree. Okay,
but you said last year that Bedard was a bum, and you don't know why they drafted him, and they should have traded him. And
yeah, okay, but I'm a typical Maple Leaf fan, right? I have no patience. Anyway, here's what I think about the question, though. I think I'm not surprised about the results. I'm not surprised that Chicago's better. I'm not surprised Edmonton's worse. I am surprised on how drastic the results came true. I am shocked that Chicago's as good as they are, as I'm shocked that Edmonton's as bad as they are. I knew Chicago be a little bit better, Edmonton be a little bit worse. But this big of a change over one season, yeah, I am surprised about that for both of them.
Welcome back, David. We missed you.
Yeah.
We miss you. Key is more surprised about Chicago being good. Not speaking as an Edmonton fan. Edmonton doesn't try until the mid-season. Hence my point why an 82-game season doesn't work, because half the teams don't try until like game 35. David here, 25-year Hawks fan. Bedard aside, forget him. We have a dirty team. Forget Bedard. Who needs him? He's an idiot. No, I'm kidding. We have a dirty team, and you guys will need to play some D, or it's going down.
Why
it's going down. I'm yelling timber.
Yeah.
I have a very bad parody of that song that I cannot sing live on the air. Another comment from David. 4 solid lines of a few stars. But look at the plus minus. It's second in the league. Blackhawks are going to be a scary playoff team, and we have so much money for next year. It's going to be very dirty. I'll say it's about Chicago, too. Spencer Knight, I think, was the missing piece for the Blackhawks.
I said that last year. I was one of the best trade in the whole
Knight in goaltending armor. He's a knight who will save the day.
Wouldn't it be funny if Knight played like Vegas Golden Knights? But
well, Vegas could use him.
Yeah, I know.
Marner's not doing them much good. They're not really any better than they were last year.
That's true.
It's a league. It's a world of results. Vegas doesn't care about the results in the season. They care about the playoffs. So we'll see what Marner does in the playoffs.
Right.
But I'm also curious too. That I want to get a bit more into the West. How do we feel about Minnesota giving Kaprizov $17 million and they're not a playoff team?
It's bad. That's an epic fail. It's like a Maple Leaf fail.
Mind you, they're 1 point out of a playoff spot right now. Like, it's really tough in the NHL because there's just so many damn games.
No.
But even you look over their last 10, Minnesota, they're 6-2-2. So I think they're taking a turn for the right way. But Pinto to the Hawks. I don't see Pinto. Yeah, he won't leave Ottawa. I don't think he'll leave Ottawa.
I wanted to say
wait. I see LOL.
I wanted to say this earlier about Pinto, and we got so buried in the comments to get a stand. It's not that funny.
No, read the comments.
Yeah, it's the Hawks.
It says LOL.
Yeah, but I will say about Pinto, he started the year so hot with 8 goals, and now he passed 5. He's only got 1. Like, he's really slowing down.
I don't know. I'm still a big Shane Pinto fan personally.
Oh, I like him. I'm just saying, people are like, "Oh, Pinto's gonna get 50 goals." I'm like, no.
I think you get 30.
Yeah, I would be happy.
30 goals as a second line center. You're very happy with that.
Yeah, if you get 30 goals, I'll be very happy with that.
Add to the comments, I was on the roof. Don't go on the roof. That's a very dangerous place to be.
No, I want to play baseball on the roof.
One time, my friends pretended to push me while singing "She's Going Down." I'm yelling timber.
Wow, some fun.
That's dangerous.
Oh, we go.
Yeah, I think they did lock up Pinto for 4 or 5 years. Interesting too, considering his gambling issues too. Ottawa I guess they're just going to keep him away from a casino.
You cannot have apps on your phone, Mr. Pinto.
Yeah, I know. I understand, David. I get why you like Shane Pinto. He's also my kind of player as well. Very hard.
I like him too.
Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, 50-point guy that goes hard. He's going to get more than 50 points this year. I think he's going to hit probably around mid-60s.
Yeah, I agree. And
he's really stepped it up with the injuries in Ottawa.
If you can get 30 goals and 65 points in second-line center, you're very happy.
Uh-oh, David's going to shake his booty. Shake that groove thing!
Oh, yeah. See the backside again.
Did you guys also hear about Mr. Adam Lowry?
No.
5 years. $5 million a year. Good contract? Yes or no? What do you think, Lane? Good contract?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I think it's a great contract. I love it. I'd marry that contract. I'd take it out to a date and take it to Swiss Chalet because I can't afford the keg.
Life is good.
I think it's a great contract. Adam Lowry's your leader in Winnipeg, although Winnipeg is off, for their standards, is off to a slow start for sitting third.
I gotta say, $5 million is pretty steep for the type of player he is.
I don't think it is at all for your captain, a guy that plays hard, blocks shots, kills penalties, scores critical playoff goals.
I would have signed him about $4 million if it was up to me.
Well, it's a good thing you're not a GM because losing your captain over $1 million would be pretty dumb.
over 5 years.
So $5 million over 5 years.
I wouldn't lose him over. I was still giving him $5 million. I'm just saying, in a perfect world, and he's probably $5 million to Winnipeg because he is a captain and leader. But if you just look at a pure value on an NHL team, I think he's $4 million.
I disagree with you. I think $5 million for what he does, considering you got to look at Kaprizov getting 17. I got 3 Adam Lowrys and Joseph Woll basically for Kaprizov. Like you have to look at what the contracts are going for right now. I've said that now. The benchmark for defense is going to be Evan Bouchard's, unfortunately, at 10.5.
I know.
You're going to see now mediocre defensemen getting 12, 13 million. I think that the cap going up, I think teams are really going to overpay.
Yeah, I agree.
I think 10.5 million for Bouchard was absolutely insane. But look at the end of Lane is so sick of Bouchard. He's like, I'm just gonna leave.
No, there's some noise going on, some alarm or something. That's why I was like, whoa.
But Dan, who is your surprise team of like East or West? Give me a surprise team. A team that you didn't think would be very good that is good.
Well, I was going to say Chicago, but we've already been talking about that. So just to spice things up a little different, because we already talked Chicago. For one, I will say has really surprised me.
He's trying so hard to stall while he quickly looks up the standings. It's hilarious.
Oh, okay, fine. I'll stop looking. I'll just go off my gut here. The one that surprised me the most is Anaheim.
That's a great take.
I did not think I was going to say Anaheim, but I want to double-check my thoughts. But I thought Anaheim. I thought once they traded Zegras to Philly, I'm like, okay, well Anaheim's done. Somehow this got better. I'm like, okay.
Well, Zegras has an attitude, right? Sometimes you get rid of sometimes you got to get rid of the attitude.
I know. I mean, I don't watch every Anaheim Ducks game, so maybe I didn't know. But I heard he had an attitude, but I didn't watch all 82 games of him, so I didn't know how affected it. I guess it affected more than I thought.
Good pick, David.
I agree. It is the Hawks. So I wanted to say something different because we just talked about the Hawks, right?
My team is the team that is not in the playoffs at the moment, but they're close. Mm-hmm. And I'm going the San Jose Sharks. I think the Sharks are building something, and they might not make the playoffs this year, but I didn't think they'd be as good this year as they are, if that makes sense. Like,
at least they're competitive this year.
I wasn't expecting Celebrini to take the leap from like decent to superstar over a summer.
Exactly.
And Tyler, you have a lot of good players there. I think San Jose, you just shore up that defense a little bit. Maybe they do that you got to wonder when you get the deadline in March, which funny enough, it's a long way away, but you never, things can still happen. Maybe in March, if the Sharks are like still anywhere from right now, they're 2 points out of a playoff spot. Let's say they're anywhere from 2 to 8 points out. Maybe they make a move and go get the top defenseman. Maybe they call Toronto about Brandon Carlo if the Leafs are still out saying, hey, we want Carlo. We'll give you some prospects to so you can start you can start retooling.
Yep. But I do like San Jose too. I think that's great. I also want to say of Anaheim, even though we got rid of Zegras, Chris Kreider's looks great on Anaheim this year.
Getting rid of Gibson was the right call.
Yeah, 100% was.
Also in Detroit.
And Jacob Trouba, he's back to the Trouba that we know. He's looked incredible. And there was another player in Anaheim that's really good. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot him. I don't know.
But interesting though, David, you're saying
Michael Grandin, that was the other one. So Anaheim did spend that money on free agents and did pretty well.
It's interesting though, David saying he'd rather see the Kraken over the Ducks. The Kraken are currently in the second wild card spot. Yeah, they're a team that's a weird one for me. They came in the league pretty good.
Yep.
And they sucked.
Yep.
Now they look decent again.
Right.
But Lane, who would be your surprise team from the East or the West?
The Islanders, man. Matthew Schaefer's killing it.
Oh, man, the Islanders.
I thought that's where Jacob was going to go, to be honest.
I love that team. Yeah, I want to go off the board a little bit and take the Sharks. But, yeah, the Islanders look great, Matt. Everyone's like, why'd you trade Noah Dobson? And then Matthew Schaefer just said, hold my beer that I can't legally drink yet. And is playing better than Noah Dobson is in Montreal.
Yeah.
So I always said that Matthew Schaefer was special. I think part of the reason why that World Junior team didn't do very well last year was because Schaefer got injured.
I agree.
But Key is not a Zegras fan. He's a zebra. So he has cool stripes. He skated in a King's mask and tried to score a goal with a pool noodle. I do remember that in the world.
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird. Talk about
he's obnoxiously arrogant.
Talk about why the old
me. No, I'm kidding.
I actually love Trevor Zegras. I started getting worried about this guy, thinking like, like what's going on with this guy? Like he was good and he was good, but I didn't realize how attached he was to the guy that was traded to Philly. Someone help me. I have the name.
Gauthier?
No, the defenseman.
Oh, the Watson.
No, he's the American. Oh, Jacob, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I just can't remember his name.
I'll get in a mouth.
Lane looks for the name. Let's go to the comments here. Sends of Brady, Hawks head-to-head. That'll be a mid-season field, Kings of Kings. I don't know. I still don't see Ottawa, even with Brady Tkachuk. I think until they get the goaltending and defense sorted out, I still think that Senators team is in some trouble.
Travis Anaheim?
No, he's traded from Anaheim.
Oh.
I can't think of his name. It's right on the tip of my tongue.
Lazy skater. He's poop.
I'll get it in a minute.
Anaheim is abundance of young players. Strigas was expendable in my opinion.
That's the
guy. Yeah.
So he was traded, right? And then apparently they had some like deep. I didn't know that. Apparently him and Zegras had this brotherhood connection. And Zegras said that Zegras admitted he's like, when he was traded, I felt like the passion in me in Anaheim, like I didn't really care anymore. I didn't want to play there anymore. He was really upset with the management. He was really like,
this is how he felt when he was in Anaheim.
He felt really betrayed and everything, and I didn't know that they were that close. So when he
I forgot about him.
So when he went to the Flyers, I was like, is this going to be the Zegras of old, where he feels like he's confident, he can go up there, and of course now he's playing with his buddy, and Zegras has come right back.
Yeah, and you're right, Brandon. Zegras has looked really good in Philly, but I think it is a combination of what Lane's saying and what Brandon's saying. I think Anaheim didn't really need Zegras. They have so many good young players that it wasn't really necessary. Lane, you can give a lucky big buff. Oh, I miss Dustin Byfuglien.
Oh, yeah, he was the best.
Big buff of Gran.
Yeah.
Dustin Buff was awesome. I'm not arrogant. Thank you, Key. I'm smoothly confident. Ooh. What's wrong with being confident? Oh, is that also Demi Lovato?
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm a big Demi Lovato fan.
Oh, my God.
What's wrong with Demi Lovato, Dan? I can't be tamed. Actually, that's Miley Cyrus, but same person, basically.
Oh, Miley Cyrus, fine. Fan.
What?
Lane's like, what's going on here?
Actually, you know what? One more thing from you guys before we go. I want to do one final quick gas or ass, and we're really going to talk about it in a pre-record show that will be posted up on Friday morning. So we're going to do a pre-record and really break some stuff down. And this is one topic I want to get into quickly here, and we'll do a deep dive for Friday. Or is it ass gas? Gas. Or is it ass gas? Or is it ass? Is everyone ready?
Yeah.
The point system in the NHL standings makes absolutely no sense. Gas or ass?
Gas. 100% gas.
So on the pre-record, we're going to talk about the point system. Dan and Lane don't even know this yet. I haven't even written the script yet. But we're going to talk about the point systems.
That's why.
I'm going to bring in two different point systems that I want to talk about.
Two?
Well, three, technically. Because it's going to be the one that's here. And two alternatives that I have.
What?
David is saying it is ass. He also wants some J-body trivia.
Oh, I'm down for that. I'm the king of J-bodies.
How am I going to get... Hey, you guys may think I'm crazy. The comment section isn't liking this. But when you listen to the pre-record, which you have to listen now. If you don't listen, you're not going to know. I sound like the ShamWow guy. But if you don't listen to the pre-record, then you're not going to know my take on this. And you're going to understand the maths. It's very mathematical. I got a 91% average in grade 12 college level math. Okay.
Whoa, college level. Who cares a university, bro? This is college level.
Well, university is just reading about math. College level, you actually do the math.
No, you do the math at the university, bro.
How do you know? Did you take university math?
I know people that did.
Like who?
Like my classmates.
Like Lane Dashco.
Definitely not.
I know you're not a math guy.
Spelling
guy, 100%, but math, no.
1 + 1 = window.
I can only count to 4. And that's true. Both David and I actually passed college. That's a fact.
Yes.
I got 2 college diplomas. Boom, boom, boom. Because I am SMIR smart.
Because you're 52, so what?
I was kicked out of.
David was going to get kicked for the J-Body trivia.
No, J-Body trivia is cool.
J-Body is a kind of car, just in case you're not aware, and that's part of the trivia.
Maybe I own one
at the desk. That's something you guys want.
Jacob, I own a boosted J-Body.
Lane.
I was kicked out of grade 8 for parking in the principal's parking spot. You get that joke?
Oh, that's a song.
No, it's a joke.
It's what?
It's a joke. Don't you get it?
Oh, wait, you can't park in his park spot grade 8. You can't drive.
That's how old I was in grade 8.
Exactly, yeah. I get it.
Guys, I've been awake.
I got it.
I've been awake way too long. I was
laughing
for over 12 hours today. But I think on that bombshell of me not being able to figure out that yeah.
That was funny. That's why I was laughing.
That is the worst laugh track ever.
It's really bad. That one's good.
David is heading to bed, and I think we are too. Have a very good night, David. I do want to thank everyone for joining us in our spontaneous live show.
I thought it would be on for like 20 minutes.
Oh, apparently, Brandon, you've set that one. Lane, you've set that one to Brandon before.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
He knows all my terrible jokes that I have.
The point's not making sense, I guess, if it changes mid-season and I change my pool mid-season. No, the point system definitely wouldn't change this season. The NHL will never do what I want to do, but you're going to hear about it on Friday. Key, it's weird car guy stuff. E40 coming home for brake lines and a turbo manifold. Ooh, David.
Oh, E40. That's a nice car.
It's a very nice car. Yeah. But on that bombshell, it is time for us to wrap it up for the night.
Hopefully it's not too rusty.
Thank you very much for joining us at the Analyst Desk at this ungodly hour. And we will be back. Maybe we'll try to do a Leafs post-game show tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I don't know. I have to go to a work party tomorrow.
So you go get liquored up, Selena. I will take over.
No, it's a work party, Dan. I have to be professional. But
anyway, I invited to the work party.
I just work there. But thank you very much, everyone, for
watching. Why am I not invited?
Desk, where every day feels like game day. You've been joined by the one, the only, Jacob Moore, sports analyst, self-proclaimed. The Ottawa Senators on a 6-game road trip. Got to get that comment in as I'm throwing away to goodbye. You were also joined by the most dashing man ever, Lane Dashing. Oh, and the man who will hear this sound at around 6 a.m, Mr. Moore, for your money.
Woo!
Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Have a very good night, everyone, in the comment section. And yeah, we do have to plan that trip to see the Belleville Senators with David. That's going to be a great time.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching, everyone. And until next time, thank you for joining us at the Analyst Desk, where every day feels like game day. We'll see y'all very, very soon.
Bye-bye.